but it's been here since 1994. Actually, we're the first mine to operate since the passage of the Mining Act of 1995. We operate in Siocon, Zamboanga del Norte, and we employ about over 1,000 people from the community in Zamboanga, and also here in Makati. Konti lang ho dito sa Makati.
So,
and meron approximately 20,000 people benefit from our economic activities in the area, yes, sa Zamboanga.
So this is a multi-billion project, if I may say. Right?
Opo, ang capital expenditure ho natin dito, maabot na ng 3 billion eh. And we paid over 270 million in taxes already.
Yeah, Gian, and for the information of our televiewers, I've read in the newspaper, Delphine, and I heard in the newspaper, in the radio, your interviews that Tidir is a victim of fake emails.
Narinig ko nga yan at ako'y nagwa-wonder. Ano ba yung sinasabing fake emails na yun laban sa inyo?
Ang nangyari ho was last summer, meron mga emails na pinadala sa ating Pangulo, sa kanyang mga senior advisors, ibang miyembro ng kabinete, pati na rin ng mga pinunong ng AFP, PNP, mga miyembro ng Kongreso, at pati na rin ng NSC. At dahil doon na-imbestigahan kami ng National Security Council. Kaya we'd like to set the record straight, and then kami pumunta sa isang third-party expert. Ito'y kilala at marunong sa IT forensics at saka sa risk management. Itong Pacific Strategies and Assessment. And ang findings nila ay fake yung emails. These are fraudulent and a hoax.
Nung araw, Delphine, Gian and Micah, nagkaroon din ng pangyayari sa Pilipinas ngayon sa sports natin. Pero ito yung sa email, sa ano ba, noon wala pang email, ano ba yung ginagamit natin? Fax machine.
Fax.
Pero itong sinasabi ng fake emails, nakadetalye ba dyan yung company logo ng TBI?
Actually,
Opo.
are the contents po.
Okay. Ang contents na parang inimbento nila was that there were plans against them. So, ang mga emails meron mga unique identifiers yan based on the time, the date, and the message. So, yeah. So, nung ginawa ng forensic analysis yan, may inconsistencies sa date, time, message. Meron ding inconsistency doon sa logo ng kumpanya, at mas importante, may inconsistency sa language na ginamit sa email. So parang ang nagsasalita, iba yung nagsusulat kaysa dun sa may address.
So ang akala nung nakakatanggap, galing sa kumpanya ng Tidid.
Opo. Kaya nga ho, they have determined that these emails did not come from the original source, meaning TVIRD, and that they were maliciously created to mislead those who read it as coming from TVIRD.
As a business editor, Delphine, anong tingin mo sa problemang to?
Dahil napakalawak ng circulation ng email na yan at strategic pa rin ng distribution, mukhang mayroong motivation, no? Ano ba nakikita niyong motive? Bakit kayo sinisiraan?
Ang nakikita ho namin dito is to discredit ho yung kumpanya and to sow dissension among the mining stakeholders in Zamboanga del Sur. Kitang-kita niyo naman, ang targets ay policy makers.
In other words,
Mula sa presidente hanggang sa DNR,
But based on these documents, doon sa press release na nabasa ko, no? Sabi, PDED Legal Counsel Fulgencio Poran described the allegations of campaign in the fake email, saying the creation of circulation, blah blah. Ngayon, nakaabot din pala to sa presidente. Ini-involve pa, parang ini-involve in regards to murder and criminal conspiracy against illegal miners. Itong Balabag, Bayog, Zamboanga del Sur. Pakipaliwanag mo nga to, Jim.
Ang gusto nilang they want to demonize the company as a violator of human rights, when the truth is the real violators of human rights and nature are the illegal miners, because of the way they mine. There is a lot of environmental destruction, no? They use mercury, they use cyanide. Not only that, they use child labor.
So, siguro pag mabalik ng ating on the spot, what will be the effect kung hindi na magagamot o mauhuli itong gumagawa ng fake emails after this commercial break?